In this lesson, we're going to learn everything about masking in Premiere Pro, create cool transitions, effects, and other tricks. Let's dive into the basics of using masking in Premiere Pro, and then we will move on to creating awesome transitions and effects. Let's select a clip from our timeline, then go to Effect Controls, and here you will find Opacity. Under Opacity, there are three icons. Click the first one for now, and you can see that our mask was created. Let's change its shape. Just drag these points here and here. And now you can see that our girl was masked out the way we need. We can change the position of our mask if we just hold our mouse, and then we can move our mask to any position. We can also feather the edges of our mask. If we go here, mask feather, and change this number from 10 to, for example, 400. Now you can see that the feather of our mask changed. Let's bring it back to 0. You can also make your mask bigger or make it smaller. So if you go to mask expansion and play around with this number here, so as you can see, you can increase your mask or shrink it down. Let's go back to 0. And the last thing you can do here in opacity, you can invert your mask. So if you click here, this box, you can see that now our mask is inverted. Now if I put our clip to video layer number 2, just like that, and put another clip under our main clip, you can see our mask in action. And everything that's going to be below our main clip is going to be visible. Let's delete our oval shape mask. So go to Opacity, Mask, and click Delete on your keyboard. And now let's click on the second icon, the rectangle icon. And now you can see that we've created a rectangle shape. So same thing, you can increase its feather. You can also expand it or shrink it down. Or you can change its shape by dragging one of the corners, or all of them, for example. Let's delete it. And here's the tool I use most often. It's the pen tool. So I'm gonna select it. And now I can draw any shape that I need. So I just need to create some points here on the screen. And now you can see that our mask was created. If you need, you can make some of the corners of your mask rounded. If I zoom in just a bit, then click and hold Alt on my keyboard and click on one of the corners, you can see that now we have the option to play around with it and change its roundness, just like that. And we can do it with any corner. If you decide that you need to have some more points for your mask, you can just click anywhere on the edge of the shape and create new points, just like that. And then you can move them to change the shape of the mask. You can make them rounded again if you click and hold Alt on your keyboard and move your mask to any position. Let's learn how to clone a person in Premiere Pro. For this effect, you will need to put your camera on a tripod so that it doesn't move, and also make sure that the lighting doesn't change. I have a clip of a girl standing in the middle of the shot, then she runs to the right side of the shot, and then she runs to the left side of the shot, just like that. What we want is, we want to see the girl in 3 different positions at once, so we will need to clone the girl 3 times using masks. Since we're gonna have 3 clones of the girl, we need to have 3 copies of our clip on top of each other. So I'm just gonna select our clip, then I'm gonna hold Alt and copy our clip by dragging it to video layer number 2. And I'm gonna do it one more time. Select our second clip, hold Alt, and drag it to video layer number 3 to create another copy. So I'm gonna disable top 2 layers so that we only see layer number 1. And I'm gonna keep this position until the girl starts running right here. Then I'm gonna disable it and enable our second copy. And I'm gonna find the right moment. So right here. And I'm gonna wait and cut when the girl starts running again. So right here. Now I'm gonna disable our second layer and turn on our third layer. And I'm gonna find our third position right here. And I'm gonna cut it down. Now I need to put 3 copies on top of each other. Just like that. And I'm gonna enable our 2 layers as well. Let's make all of our clips the same length and start masking. We're gonna start from the top video track and then go to the bottom, because the top video track has the priority of what we actually see on the screen. So let's select our top clip, then go to Effect Controls, Opacity. Let's select this pen tool right here and let's draw a shape around our girl. And don't forget to include her shadow as well. So here is our mask, and straight away you can see that we've just created a clone. It's because now we can see everything that is located under our top clip. So here's our original mask, and if I enable everything that's below, we're gonna see it as well. Now let's mask out our second clone. Let's select our middle clip, go to Effect Controls, Opacity, select Pen Tool, and draw a shape around the second clone, just like that. And now you can see that we have some problems. So we have 2 masks, but here you can see that our first mask is a little bit bigger. That's why it kind of overlays our third clone. To fix that, let's adjust the shape of our mask. So let's select our top clip, click on Mask, and let's adjust its shape so that it doesn't cover our third clone. Just like that. But we have another problem here. If I zoom in, you can see that we can clearly see where our mask is. Can you see this edge? It's because while the girl was running from one position to another, the lighting changed. That's why now somewhere it's brighter and somewhere it's darker. So we can fix that by feathering. You can see the same problem here. So if I choose our top clip, go to Effect Controls, Opacity, and I can increase feather to make the edge not visible. And now you can see the problem is solved. Let's do the same with our second clone. Select the middle clip with our second girl, go to Effect Controls, Mask, and let's feather out our second mask, adjust its shape just a little bit. And now you can see that we've created a simple but very nice effect. Just like that, in a couple of minutes, you can clone yourself, your friend or your actor to make your videos more interesting. Now we're going to create an awesome transition to make your videos better. For this transition, you have to think ahead of time and make sure to have a foreground object that passes the screen from right to left or from left to right. It's always better to have both clips moving in the same direction for a better result. Alright, let's get started. Like I said before, in order to make the effect work, you need to have something in the foreground of your shot. In my case, it's this metal thing right here, and as it passes the screen, we're gonna mask out the right side of the shot to reveal the next shot. And this way we're gonna make the transition work. So if you have a look here, I have this metal pole right here, and as it passes the screen, we reveal our next shot. And this is how the effect works. Let's move on to creating the transition. I just need to find the frame where we start seeing the right side of our foreground object. right here, add a cut, select the clip, go to Effect Controls, Opacity, then select Pen Tool. I'm gonna zoom out just a bit so that we have some room to play around. And now I need to start masking everything that goes after our foreground object. I'm just gonna draw a mask right here. Then I need to invert it. So tick this box here. Then I'm gonna click on this clock icon right here to create a keyframe and start animating our mask. Make sure your clip is selected, then press the right arrow on your keyboard to move one frame forward and adjust the mask. So click here, mask, to see the edge of your mask and adjust it to the right side of our foreground object. So just like that. You can create one more point if you need, just by clicking anywhere on the edge of the shape. Click on your clip again, then arrow to the right, move the mask and adjust its shape. And I'm gonna continue doing this. And make sure that you mask out your foreground object till it's gone completely. And the last one. At the end you have to have black screen, so everything has to be masked out. Now let's see what we've done. So if I move the clip forward frame by frame, you will see that our foreground object was successfully masked out. Now let's put our clips on video track number 2 and let's put another clip underneath. Let's play our video and see our transition. One more time. As you can see, our transition works, but I'm not 100% happy with it. I want the edge of our mask to be a little bit softer to blend it better with our second clip and make the transition seamless. Let's select our clip with the mask, cut it down just a bit to where the transition ends, just like that. Then go to Effect Controls, Opacity, and let's set Mask Feather to 100. To make the edge of our mask a little bit softer. So here's before, after, and also let's play around with mask expansion just a bit. So I think this will work. And let's play the video to see the transition we've just created. One more time. Very simple. In a couple of minutes you can create this awesome transition to make your video stand out. Now we're going to learn how to apply a mask to different effects in Premiere Pro, for example to blur someone's face or just to make it brighter. Here is our clip, and let's suppose that we need to blur the girl's face. So let's go to Effect panel, type for example Gaussian blur, drag the effect to our clip, go to Effect Controls, and here we can increase our blurriness to, for example, 100. Tick this box, repeat edge pixels. So now you can see that the whole video is blurred, but we only need to blur the girl's face. So let's go to Effect Controls, Gaussian blur, and let's pick the ellipse tool to create a mask. Let's adjust its shape. Just like that, feather it out. And now we've blurred the girl's face. But here's one problem. If I play the video, you can see that as the girl moves, the mask stays in the same spot, and because of that we can see the girl's face again. To fix that, we need to animate the mask so that it covers the girl's face all the time. And there are two ways how to do this, manually or automatically. Let's begin with manual animation. So make sure your clip is selected, then find your effect in Effect Controls, and you have to click this icon here, the clock icon, to create our first keyframe. Here it is. So now I'm gonna move the slider to see how I need to animate the position of the mask. So we can see now that the head of the girl moved, so we need to adjust the position of the mask. So select our clip, go to Effect Controls, Gaussian Blur, click here, Mask, and just drag the mask to the position of the head. Now I'm gonna move the slider again, adjust the position a little bit, again, one more time, and now let's play it back. So here we can see the face again, so let's adjust the position a little bit again, play it back. Yes, and now you can see that the face of the girl stays blurred all the time. And now I'm gonna show you an easier way how to do it. So I'm just gonna delete the mask, make sure that the clip is selected, go to Effect Controls, Gaussian Blur, and now I'm gonna select Ellipse tool and create a mask. Adjust its position and shape. Feather it out just a bit. Then I need to make sure that the slider is at the very beginning of the clip. And then all I need to do is to go to Effect Controls, Gaussian Blur, and click on this play icon here. And Premiere is going to animate the mask automatically. So now you can see that Premiere created a lot of keyframes according to the position of the girl's head. So let's play it back to see the results. Great, let's delete the Gaussian blur effect from our clip, and I'm gonna show you one more trick that I usually do when I edit my videos. Let's go to Effects panel, type Brightness, and drag Brightness and Contrast effect to our clip. Then increase brightness to 20 and contrast to 15. Then I'm gonna select Ellipse to create a mask, adjust its shape and position, feather it out, and you can see that the face is brighter now. When I want a viewer to pay attention at something, in this case it's the girl's face, I just make it brighter. So as you can see, I applied brightness and contrast effect, made the face a little bit brighter with mask. So now I'm gonna animate it just by clicking this play icon here. So now, as you can see, throughout the whole video, the face of the girl stays bright, which is what we need. So have a look at before and after. Before, after. Now I'm gonna show you how to create a simple teleport effect. For this effect, you will need to put your camera on a tripod so that it doesn't move, and also make sure that the lighting doesn't change. So here's the shot that we have, and we can see the girl walking into the frame, and we want her to disappear as she walks behind this white pole, so that we don't see her on the right side of the pole. Let's find the moment before the girl walks into the frame, right here, cut it, and let's put this clip on top of the clip with the girl walking. So all we need to do now is we need to select our top clip, then go to Effect Controls, Opacity, then select Pen tool, and just draw a shape like that. So this is our mask that we have, you can see. We can feather it out just a bit, turn the bottom layer back on, and this is what we have now. So now you know everything about masking in Premiere Pro, so don't be afraid to experiment, go create your own effects and transitions, and I'll see you later.